Long before psychology had a name for it, the Mahabharata gave the world its first narcissist, Shakuni. He won every game and lost everything that. Most people know one thing about Shakuni. He is the man with the dice, the one who rolled the game that destroyed a kingdom. When the name is said, we picture a shadow at the gaming table, the mastermind, the cheater, the one who smiled while the Pandavas lost everything. But nobody ever asks the question that actually matters. What kind of mind needs to win that badly? Because what was really on that gaming floor was not greed. It was not even hatred, not the way we imagine it. It was something far older and far more human. A mind that had been broken young and never, ever stopped being broken. Before the Mahabharata, before the dice first touched that table, Shakuni had already lost everything. His father, his brothers, his entire bloodline, all of it was gone. Before the first roll, burned to ash in the shadow of the very family he would someday bring down with a game. Today we will do what no one else does with him. We will study Shakuni the way a physician studies a patient. We will open the man up, sign by sign, and find something staring back at us. A sickness that does not belong to the age of the Mahabharata. It belongs to our age. It is all around us right now. Because Shakuni, I will show you, was something very precise. He was the first narcissist. To understand Shakuni, you have to meet his sister, Gandhari, a woman whose life was decided without her. She was promised in marriage to the Prince of Hastinapur to become a queen. It should have been the highest honor of her house. And then the secret at the heart of it, her husband-to-be, Dhritashka, was born blind. Her husband-to-be, Dhritashka, was born blind. In the ancient world, a blind king was more than an inconvenience. It was a fracture, a threat to the very idea of a royal line. The councils of Hastinapur questioned whether a man who could not see could ever truly rule, and the kingdom went searching for a substitute. Shakuni's father, Subala, could not bear the insult. The texts describe it in the most extreme terms. He burned himself on a pyre, and the whole of his household, all of his clan, was consumed with him in the fire. Shakuni watched his family die, one by one, because of what happened to his sister. And out of that smoke rose the one who remained, Shakuni. No father, no brothers. Nothing but the wound and the anger that would spend the rest of his life trying to close itself. It is here, in this ash, that the dice was born. Gandhari married the blind king anyway, out of duty, and in one of the most heartbreaking acts in all of the epic, she bound her own eyes with cloth so that she too would be blind. And quietly, in the cold arms of that arranged marriage, her brother Shakuni took root in the court of Hastinapur. He taught the game of dice to his nephew, Duryodhana, a boy hungry for power, a boy he could pour his own poison into. Shakuni had a plan. It was not about winning. It was about the slow, patient, boiling destruction of the family that had destroyed his own. Now, the body of the sickness. Let's hold Shakuni up against the 7 signs of the narcissistic personality as we understand it today. 1. False grandiosity. Shakuni built a table where he could not lose. A loaded dice. An unfair game. The narcissist does not simply believe he is the cleverest person in the room. He removes every exit so that losing becomes impossible, and then sells the certainty as pure skill. I play, I always win, he declares. That is not pride. That is a performance. 2. Control through charm. Narcissists do not have to shout. Shakuni was the court's beloved uncle, the trusted advisor, the one everyone liked. He did not attack the Pandavas with a sword. He attacked them from behind a smile, with kindness, with whispers, with the appearance of friendship. 3. Zero empathy. Watch the moment that defines the entire game. The disrobing of Draupadi. As the greatest injustice of that hall unfolds, Shakuni is calm. He is always calm. He only calculates. Empathy is the one sentence the narcissist never learns. 4. He makes himself great by making others small. Every roll of the dice takes something from the Pandavas. First the kingdom, then the pride, then the dignity. The narcissist's whole engine is comparison. 5. He cannot love, only use. Watch how he loves Duryodhana, not as a person, as a tool, a weapon pointed at the family that broke him. 6. Winning becomes the purpose of life. Shakuni won, again and again, and by the end, what did he have? He had poured a kingdom into ruin. He had burned his sister's only happiness. He had carried his family's ashes into the tomb of an empire. He won every game and lost the only things that are real. 7. And the sign that destroys the myth entirely. He was never happy. Watch Shakuni at the end of the arc. The texts give us a cold, exhausted, bitter creature, not a satisfied victor. His hunger is bottomless. No win is enough, because the fight is not against the world. It is against a wound inside him that can never be refilled. When Gandhari, a mother who received her 100 sons and watched them all die, finally turns to him, shattered, she names it exactly. "You destroyed and destroyed," she said, "and even destruction could not soothe you." So what is Shakuni in the end? He is not a monster. He is a portrait, because here is the terrible mirror the Mahabharata holds up. There is a little of Shakuni in every one of us. Not the evil. Most of us are not evil. But the structure. The structure is as old as the gods. The moment we are certain we are always right. The moment we need someone to be wrong before we can be at peace. That is the loaded dice in your own hand. And here is the truth at last. The loaded dice always betray the hand that holds them. You cannot build your worth by tearing down the worth of another. You do not become more whole by making others less. That is the first lesson of Shakuni. But he has a second lesson, and this is the one that matters most. You do not have to roll the dice. Shakuni could not imagine another path, but you are standing alive at a moment when the game has not yet been set. So ask yourself, are you playing to win or building to live? Shakuni won every game and lost the whole world. You do not have to.